to tell you that this is probably not the first time. Okay, this is probably not the first time for him to even be willing to do it in the house with his wife and other people present. This is not the first time he has abused somebody. His boys, you hear from house helps and things like that. But even it's worse for men sometimes because they don't even speak up at all. They are ashamed. Are you not a man? Were you not enjoying it? She don't show you how things they be. Now somebody from 6 years old and things like that are being molested by helps and aunties and stuff like that, and nobody's talking about it. And so this woman, the work that his wife did, the forensic expert that gave evidence to say that, upon examination of the girl, it was obvious that her hymen had been torn in an area and this had happened and that had happened. River State, on a daily basis, if you go to FIDA database, FIDA will tell you that in the space of a month, 2 months, 3 months, you can get over 200 and something rape or defilement cases. So it is incredibly important that we record, we report and prosecute these cases, so that at least we can depopulate the those men and abusers who are perpetrating these things. Hey guys, hey fam, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Suti the Law here. Sutoye Kelechi Wozi. Okay, so we have a video that we're discussing today. We have a new topic that we're discussing today, and it's a bit sensitive, so beware of some of the language that will be used. I'll try to use alternative language, but just beware that this is a very sensitive topic, and yeah, I'm sure you can glean from the title. But anyway, if you have interest in hearing what I have to say, you want to dive deeper into this content, into this video, please keep on watching, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Please thumbs up the video. It helps me, it helps the algorithm know that people are interested in this video. Share it with your friends, your colleagues, so we can keep the family growing. Turn on your notification bell so you are aware when I post a new video. All right, and then leave me a comment based on what you think about this topic. All right, so yes, let's get into it. So guys, there's a video, there was a video going around some time ago about Kate Henshaw. Okay, she's an actress, Nigerian actress that I love so much. I love how vocal she is about issues that concern her and are passionate to her. So she talks about the fact that there was a man, a doctor, who she was kind of close to. She had a working relationship based on her involvement in cancer donation research and all of that, and the man, to her, according to her own words, I don't know if I'm allowed to put the clips here, copyright issues, but she said the man said to her that him and his wife were having issues, that they had even been separated because she set him up and he fell. What does that mean? What kind of terminology is that? And this is how just to caveat here, that's how a lot of people talk. Oh, I fell into temptation. Oh, it was from the devil or whatever, to recluse or excuse their responsibility in whatever action or offense they committed. So basically, he stated that his wife had her niece live with them, and then he had been having sexual relations with the niece. Okay, so according to Kate Henshaw, she had no idea of the age of the girl or anything like that. So she chastised him, but after speaking with the wife, she now retraced her steps and told him that she's not excusing his behavior. She doesn't accept what he did. This is a child. Apparently the child was between 15 and 16. A lot of the reports I'm seeing is that the child was basically a minor, whatever the case may be, and he was having sexual relations with her. Now, this is not ordinary sexual relations, because you cannot have consensual sexual relations with a child. Everything that you have with a child is called rape or defilement. Okay, so he abused sexually this little girl, apparently for a period of more than a year and 9 months altogether. And this was happening under the nose of his wife. I don't know how she eventually discovered this, but she discovered it, because I've been trying to get the full story. All I'm seeing is different clips and different things, but she eventually discovered it and was the one that blew the whistle, raised the alarm, even got him arrested, and then he was eventually arraigned in court, and then now court has delivered judgment in the matter. And so we are here to talk about it. First of all, I want to applaud the wife, because not many Nigerian women, not many African or even women in general, would be willing to expose the fact that they married a predator. A lot of people will conceal it, a lot of people will take it for granted, a lot of people would hide it and say, oh, let me not expose my family's shame, let me not put this in the media, let me not go and report. Instead, they might offer the girl's family or parents money as settlement and things like that. So yeah, that's what has been happening, and I'm so grateful for this woman for refusing to back down, especially since the man was such an important person. The man's name is let me get his name correctly. The man's name is Olaleye, and he was or is the managing director of Optimal Care Cancer Care Foundation, Optimal Cancer Care Foundation. And that is a crazy thing. A man in such a position willing to risk it all for abuse. And to tell you that this is probably not the first time. Okay, this is probably not the first time for him to even be willing to do it in the house with his wife and other people present. This is not the first time he has abused somebody. He just happened to be caught, and he didn't. I don't think he even expected that his wife would send him out. So such a big person did this, yes. And so he was eventually arraigned, and different evidence, okay, was brought to the limelight. Now I want to talk about this and how to secure a conviction for sexual assault, okay, or rape, as the case may be. I did a video, the very first video I did on YouTube was talking about this. And the very first thing to do whenever something like this happens, okay, is to secure the evidence. Take pictures if possible. Get pictures, like I said, the underwear. Don't take your bath, don't take anything like that. Take pictures, go straight to the police station, okay, and make a report. If you're a minor like this girl was, perhaps you are scared, so talk to somebody older, then the person will go with you to make a report at the police station. Once you get to the police station, the police will more than likely give you a medical form, okay, that you would take to a hospital, a government hospital, more importantly, Doctors Without Border, but a government hospital that is licensed to do such an examination based on the police medical form. When they do that exam, the doctor will now record all the findings. Maybe there were bruises, forceful entry, so many things that whatever they see, okay, they would record in that police form, and you take it back to them, and then they would press charges or raise a charge or arrest the perpetrator, and then it goes to the DPP, my office. Okay, the DPP now gives legal advice. When the DPP gives legal advice that the person should be charged, when the person is charged, you now take it up to the High Court or whatever court, depending on the gravity of the offense, but it's most likely the High Court. You take it to the High Court, and then the case is prosecuted. And because you have secured all that evidence, okay, you have the pictures, the doctor's reports, you have the police reports, you even have testimony of the person you told immediately it happened, more than likely, okay, you are going to secure a conviction because you have covered all your bases. What happens is that a lot of girls and women, when this happens, the shame, the first thing you do is want to wash off, okay, you want to cleanse your body, you want to get rid of the evidence, you get, because it's almost like, oh, how did this happen to me? I was defiled, I was, stripped of my rights, I didn't voluntarily seek to have any kind of, relations with this person, so you want to wash it off, you want to hide, you're ashamed, you don't want to tell anybody, especially if it's a family member. Sometimes you feel like your parents would not believe you. If it's your father or if it's your uncle, that they will say, oh, what did you do, what were you wearing? There's a lot of victim blaming in Nigerian culture, so it makes sense that a lot of girls and women, even men that have had this thing happen to them, okay, end up hiding and end up not saying anything because of fear and because of the repercussions and the fact that generally society blames the victim. But the truth is that the justice system actually works, and if you are prepared and if you are aware, that's why this video is so important, that you can actually seek redress and get justice, get punishment, okay. The person can be sentenced to prison. Now this man has been sentenced to prison for life imprisonment, actually, for 2 counts. So the first count was defilement of a child, and the second one was unlawful penetration. So the 2 counts are life imprisonment. So for the rest of his life, I know he will probably go on appeal, but the rest of his life he's going to remain in prison, and that is a win for the justice system. It is a win for the girl, it's a win for all, okay. But the truth is that if she did not take evidence. If there was no evidence, I think there were even recordings and WhatsApp messages and emails based on this issue. If all those things were not there, he would have walked away free. If a report was not made by his wife, he would have gone away and gone to do it to somebody else, because these men always, apparently he was even the one that took her virginity. These men always do this, evil perpetrators, because again, it's not just men. It happens with women, it happens with boys. Like, a lot of the time, sometimes it's boys you hear from house helps and things like that. But even it's worse for men sometimes, because they don't even speak up at all. They are ashamed. Are you not a man? Were you not enjoying it? She don't show you how things they be. Now somebody from 6 years old and things like that are being molested by helps and aunties and stuff like that, and nobody's talking about it. So yeah, this video is important because she spoke up, and things were done, and justice has been served. Okay, of course they are more than likely, because the man seems like a powerful man. In fact, I was watching the video of him going into court and out of the court on the day of the judgment, and the callous way he was, wearing sunglasses with nose masks, means that he has no remorse, allegedly, or whatever. I'm just speaking. It doesn't look like he has any remorse. It just looks like he's so confident, okay, because he's a big man. And so this woman, the work that his wife did, the forensic expert that gave evidence to say that, upon examination of the girl, it was obvious that her hymen had been torn in an area, and this had happened and that had happened. All of that evidence was able to secure this man's conviction, and I'm so grateful. Now, the problem I have is that it's something I mentioned in the middle of this video about settlement. There are so many cases, you guys, you don't understand how many cases of rape, defilement, and stuff that happens in Nigeria. I'm talking about, let me even use River State for an example. River State, on a daily basis, if you go to FIDA database, FIDA will tell you that in the space of a month, 2 months, 3 months, you can get over 200 and something rape or defilement cases. So it is incredibly important that we record, we report, and prosecute these cases, so that at least we can depopulate the those men and abusers who are perpetrating these things. Because sometimes, now it's a 15-year-old girl. There's times that we have gotten reports of a 3-month-old child. There are times we have gotten reports of a 6-month-old child. There are times we have gotten reports of a father deliberately doing this to his daughter, and even withholding payment of school fees and things like that, in the hope that he would coerce her to keep short and not talk about it and continue to endure such abuse. How is that legal? How is that even something that we are okay with as a society? No matter how much you carry marriage on your head, if you find out that you are married to an abuser, especially if it's your daughter, please make a report. Please make a report and secure the evidence. Okay, so all the articles I found on this issue, okay, had other sub articles, okay, had other topics, and there was one particular one about a school teacher, a principal, found to have this one was so horrific, was found to have caught up a girl because she was so, he couldn't penetrate. He caught her up so he could fit into this 4-year-old child. And now they are talking about settlements. See, you guys, I don't know how to explain this in another English. And if you check all my videos, I've been consistent about this. Criminal matters are completely different from civil suits. Okay, civil suits, you can more than likely it's not jail term, it's damages that you receive. So compensation, payment for whatever injury you have experienced. So maybe somebody took your land, for instance, and you have whatever you've gone to court and people have battled it out in court, and the court has given you judgment. So the thing is like compensation for the years you would have benefited from the land or something like that, or a contract you defaulted, so you must pay back the contract plus interest. So that is the kind of award that you receive for civil suits. Now, criminal matters are crimes. There will be a law, okay, that makes the offense a crime, and that offense carries it with it a specific punishment. So in Lagos State, the punishment for rape is life imprisonment. The punishment for defilement of a child is life imprisonment. In other states, they have the term and the term of imprisonment, the sentence, and all of that. So when you find that a person has defiled a child like that, there's no avenue, there's no reason, there's no place where there is settlement, collection of money, payment of this or that, no matter how broke you are. I know that these things are really perpetrated with people who are like illiterate or live in rural areas or don't have access to information, access to justice, access to a lot of these things. How can I be hearing and reading that somebody is trying to pay you money after they have destroyed your child in such a way, and they expect that you keep quiet, they expect that you take it and then go home and everything is okay? There are so many things money cannot solve. No matter how much you need this money, what of that child that has been destroyed? What of that child that has been ruined? What about that child? What about that child? So there's no room for settlement. There's no room for compensation. It is not a family matter. It is not something that should be discussed privately. It is not something that should be kept under the rug. Every crime, as long as there's a law, okay, as long as there's a law backing it, every crime has an adequate and subsequent punishment. And because of that, you must prosecute, you must report and get that person arrested. Even spousal battery, your husband beating you or your wife beating you, has an offense. It's an offense and has a punishment. A punishment. So we need to stop this as a people. Please, I'm begging. Like, I'm actually begging. Because what do you do to that child years later and find out that the person that did this thing is still walking around free? You bump into the person that is your abuser, to the point that he cut this girl open and tell him that you want to collect. How much money can you collect that will make everything right? How much money? You guys, so yes, you guys, if you have any questions based on this topic, let me know in the comment section so we'll talk about it. But again, back to the original point, I'm so glad that justice was served. The judge in the matter was Justice Oshodi. I read the judgment and I even read the fact that he said that this man must register as a sex offender. So wherever he goes, his name must be registered as a sex offender. That is why Lagos State is pioneering that this sex offender registry and all of that they've done in so many other states like that. Make these people the repercussion for life imprisonment, plus the fact that you are registered. So wherever you go, your name has been tarnished. People know that you are a sex offender, and that is justice, in my opinion. It's not enough. It doesn't take back what he did to that girl for years on end. It doesn't take back her innocence, all she lost in the hands of this man. But at least there's a semblance of, okay, he deserved this, or the punishment that he has served, he has received it. Does that make sense? I don't know the English I'm speaking, but he got what he deserved. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. I will leave information on the Child Rights Law, Child Rights Act, Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, what the law says, the punishment on some of these offenses and all of that. So we know, okay, that you can seek redress. A lot of times people say Nigeria is a lawless country. I keep reading insaner crimes. When something happens, a lot of the time they get reports. Insaner crimes, they utilize their police. Insaner crimes, they get lawyers for offenses. But a lot of the time we want to sit down and send message to Joro, send message to Mommy Blog, send message to this, instead of taking action immediately the thing happens. Because there's also something called statute of limitation. There are some offenses that if the time has passed to report, you cannot report anymore. So immediately something happens to you, gather yourself up and report. Keep evidence. Do all you can do to make sure the person is brought to justice. Okay, I hope this video is helpful. I hope we learned something today. Thank you to all the women that are fighting, the lawyers, the men, the judges that are every day fighting for justice, for especially young children, young girls and boys. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that the law is moving at a pace where people can receive justice. And one of the reasons why is because they've created a separate court for these kinds of issues. So in Lagos State, it's called I can't remember, let me read it on my phone. Yes, in Lagos State, the court is called the Special Offences and Domestic Violence Court in Lagos. So that way, that court is specialized with these kinds of offenses, so they don't end up in regular high courts that take years and years because of the backlog of cases. In the same thing in Rivers State, we have the family court in Rivers State now, so immediately these kinds of issues go straight to those kind of courts, so things is faster. The dispensation of justice is faster. So we need to really give it up to the legislative and the judiciary for what they are doing. Not every day criticize, not every day say, oh, there's no law, not every day say, oh, this cannot happen. Things are actually happening. You just need to educate yourself. And sometimes leave Instagram, read the news. Okay, read the news and you see that things are actually happening for the better. Things are moving in a good direction. So yes, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. see you in my next video where we talk about more interesting topics, dilemmas, legal issues, and all of that. And I'll see you next time. Okay, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, yeah, share this video with your friends and all of that good stuff. Okay, bye.